Okay, let's unpack this. What if the very thing that often makes us grab an umbrella could actually boost our clean energy production?
Right.
It sounds like a complete paradox.
Yeah,
Solar power usually chases sunshine.
exactly.
But what if rain became its surprising, powerful ally?
It's an incredibly counterintuitive idea, and it's precisely what we're diving into today. We're looking at Mississippi's groundbreaking approach to what some are calling rain-powered solar.
Rain-powered solar,
Yeah,
okay.
and it's not just about, somehow avoiding cloudy days. It's much deeper. It's about integrating how we manage precipitation with how we generate solar energy. It taps right into this concept called the energy-water nexus.
Ah, the energy-water nexus, absolutely. So for this deep dive, we've pulled insights from, well, quite a stack of sources.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from pretty cutting-edge white papers, research initiatives, to actual real-world project deployments happening right there in Mississippi.
Yeah, boots on the ground stuff.
Exactly. So our mission today is basically to understand how this region, which is, let's face it, known for its heavy rainfall,
Definitely.
how it's transforming its renewable energy landscape, and crucially, what does it all mean for sustainable development, well, everywhere?
It's a great question.
So let's maybe start with the basics. Mississippi gets a lot of rain. I
Yeah.
saw figures like 50 to 65 inches annually.
That's right. Huge amounts.
You naturally think that's just a major headache for solar power.
You would, but our sources reveal something pretty surprising. Properly engineered solar arrays, like in places such as the Yazoo Mississippi Delta, they're actually seeing some noticeable efficiency gains during the wetter summer months.
Gains? How?
Well, what's truly fascinating here is how they're leveraging that rainfall. So, okay, first, it does clean the panels naturally.
Right, washes off the dust.
Exactly. Clears away dust and grime that can cause pretty significant efficiency losses, especially in dry periods. But there's more. Rain events actually cool the panels down.
Ah, cooling effect.
Yep. Reduces thermal stress, helps them operate more efficiently. And then you have these innovations like bifacial panels, the ones that capture light from both sides.
Yeah, I've heard of those.
Well, in Mississippi, they're designing them to actually capture sunlight reflected up from wet ground or surfaces. So that boosts output quite a bit during and after rain.
Okay, that's incredible. Using the rain itself or its effects to enhance the panel performance.
Pretty clever, isn't it?
But it goes beyond just the panels themselves, right?
Mm.
I read Mississippi is also pioneering these kind of hybrid solar hydrological systems.
Exactly. You're spot on. A prime example is in their massive aquaculture industry. Think commercial fish farms.
Okay.
These operations have integrated solar augmented water management systems. So they're using submerged solar panels under the water.
Under the water, seriously.
Yeah. They generate power but still allow enough light through for the aquatic life below. And they combine this with huge rainwater harvesting cisterns. It's a perfect example of what we sometimes call resource stacking. Basically, using the same footprint, the same infrastructure to get multiple benefits: power generation and water management.
So optimizing fish farming with solar and rainwater capture all in one go. And I imagine these innovations are having some real economic impacts for the region too.
Oh, absolutely. We're seeing reports that these solar developments are contributing millions, literally millions, each year to Mississippi's rural tax rolls.
That's significant.
It is. Plus, the projects are creating local jobs, strengthening supply chains by sourcing things locally like specialized water-permeable mounting systems. So it's not just about clean energy. It's really about building a more, circular local economy.
Okay, and what about the really futuristic stuff? I think I saw something about generating power from the raindrops themselves. Is that real?
It sounds like science fiction, but yeah, this really pushes the boundaries of innovation. Mississippi State University, for instance, has prototyped something called a Triboelectric nano generator coating, or TING for short.
A tang coating.
Right. Think of it as like a special material layer on the solar panel that converts the kinetic energy, the impact energy of falling raindrops, into a little bit of extra electricity.
No way. It actually captures energy from the rain hitting the panel.
That's the idea. It's literally generating tiny bits of power from the impact. And when you combine that potential with the cooling effect and the cleaning effect, it could significantly boost overall efficiency, especially in rainy climates.
That is genuinely amazing.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're applying this kind of ingenuity to other real-world challenges too, like irrigation and maybe even flood management.
Yes, definitely. They're deploying advanced solar-powered irrigation solutions. These systems use real-time soil moisture data, weather forecasts, to decide precisely when and how much water the crops need.
Smart irrigation.
Very smart. Dramatically reduces groundwater consumption, which is a big deal. And for stormwater, you've got initiatives like the Canton Solar Project. They're using things like permeable parking lots paired with solar canopies overhead and subsurface biofiltration systems. It effectively turns a parking area into an intelligent water management zone.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're being really smart about community engagement as well, especially with farmers, because land use can be tricky.
Very tricky, and they seem aware of that. While, some farmers might naturally be concerned about converting farmland to solar panels, they're implementing strategies like agrivoltaic leasing.
Agrivoltaics.
Yeah, so the farmland often remains in production, maybe growing hay or grazing animals beneath elevated solar panels. And get this, some landowners are even receiving what they call precipitation royalties.
Royalties for rain.
For the rainwater harvested on their land by the solar project systems. It's all about finding that common ground, those shared benefits between energy production and agriculture.
Okay, so wrapping this up then, what does this all really mean for us? We've seen how Mississippi, a state you'd maybe associate more with rain challenges than solar opportunity, is actually pioneering some really climate-adaptive, renewable energy systems. From literally exploring ways to make power from raindrops to smart irrigation, water cycling, and agrivoltaics. It's a surprising but pretty powerful story of ingenuity.
It really is. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, Mississippi's experience kind of proves a crucial point. As our climate becomes more variable, more unpredictable.
Which it is.
Right. Renewable energy systems have to evolve. They can't just rely on a single resource like sunshine alone. They need to become more multifaceted, integrated with their local environment in really intelligent ways.
Makes sense.
And this, I think, raises a really important question for you, the listener, thinking about your own community, your own region. What innovative integrations might be possible there? How could you leverage local resources, maybe even challenges like rainfall, for a more resilient and sustainable future?